Ahoy Ye Swabs, Captain Jeff the Pirate here, at your service. And welcome to Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time. Now, this past week, we had the special Cartoon Network be doing the summer events, where for 1 week it's all this show is new, and then for another week, another show is new. So this past week, it was the Adventure Time series. Now, normally I see their show the one day, and then I do the notes and I put the review together and post it on the YouTube. But since there be so many new episodes, I wanted to make sure I looked over all these carefully and took the right notes. So I actually have paperwork for these episodes. So for all these episodes, I'll be doing them individually and posting them. But I just wanted to let you know, sorry for the wait since Monday. I wanted to make sure I got my reviews right. So, with that in mind, let's get started with the reviews. Arr. Alright, so for this episode, I be reviewing Orgalorg. Now, to make sure there be no misunderstanding of me pirate accent, it is spelled O-R-G-A-L-O-R-G. Orgalorg. Alright, so the interesting thing is, the episode opens with the penguin, the title card of the episode. All the penguins in the Ice Kingdom, there'd be like multiples, they each be holding up a letter. We should be wondering what's going on, why are they holding up the letters? The episode opens with the Ice King. He be knitting some weird scarf things so he can make some extra cash. So after he knits them, he figures, ooh, I'm losing some weight. Better go finish off the last slice of cheesecake. So he wraps one of the scarves around his belly, and he has two on his feet. So I guess it's like an homage to the Thneed from the Dr. Seuss and the Lorax. Anyway, so he goes to the kitchen. And inside the fridge, why he needs a fridge since his whole base is made of ice and he's in the Ice Kingdom is beyond me. Inside the fridge, there be multiple guntars. They be surrounding the cake, and it is painfully and clearly obvious there be some kind of grenade in the cake. He takes it up, and then he says, "Oh, Gunther, what are you doing here? You be with a bad crowd." So he picks up the other Guntar. And, the one he picks up was blocking a box of grenades, which he also fails to notice. All the Guntars laugh as he closes the door and proceeds to sit down and eat with the grenade in the cake. Oh boy, this is going to be a long episode. Alright, so the Ice King, he can't somehow bring himself to eat an entire one slice of cheesecake. Annoyed by this, Gunter just pulls the pin and shoves the grenade into his mouth. It be a knockout gas grenade. I guess that's what the other ones were. So the king is knocked out, and all the Guntars, they put him into his bed chambers. And then suddenly, penguin house party! There be penguins, there be snow creatures, there be ice creatures, everyone there just be having fun. There be many libations, and eating, and making out, and partying, and music playing, and breaking of the Ice King stuff. Even LSP shows up. Yeah. So then we got to one scene, there be the walrus races, where all the Guntars be betting on the walruses. LSP says, "I got a lot of money on this one." Annoyed at how one of them is just flopping along slowly, she pokes it with the stick. Okay, for the record, this be a question. Has anyone here ever heard of the old web flash cartoon, EskimoBob.com? Seriously. One of the jokes was the character named Alfonso. He had a stick, and his whole purpose in life was to poke and annoy the walrus with the stick. I can't believe they actually remembered that. Either I'm looking way too far into this, or it's something I just associate with. Look it up. Anyway, the walrus proceeds to eat LSP, so apparently my theory from my previous episode about how she be subconsciously trying to be turning into a good person be debunked. It be the raccoon talking to her. She just be a bad person, in some sense. Anyway, she screams for Guntar to help, to which he saves her, and then the walrus begins to charge at him. And while he be looking at it, he somehow gets this vision of the comet. And the comet has multiple eyes in his eyes. So then the walrus rams him. And while he's being carried off to get medical attention, two rodeo clown penguins come to distract the walrus. Ugh. Yeah, very, very funny. Very funny. When Guntar wakes up, something is very, very wrong. First off, the entire world is now, the colors are all off. Things just look weird. It's like, someone left the cells under the lamp too long. Everything's weird or bleached out or the wrong colors, and all the other Guntars are looking on in horror at this one Guntar. Even LSP faints. Why? Because Guntar, he has some kind of green brain thing sticking out of a crack in the top of his head. And he be just walking around all chill and subdued and relaxed. Clearly this means the party is over and everyone evacuates. Guntar then Brain Guntar now starts having visions. First he sees like a planet in a galaxy, potentially far, far away. So then it looks like it's a wood cutout standee of Abraham Lincoln, the King of Mars. So what does he do? He goes to the Ice King's lounging chair and goes to his little hidey spot. He goes down a flight of stairs and even scares off the pink kitchen thing that's still there. He then gathers some wood and a workbench and starts to cut out the wood Abraham Lincoln's King of Mars standee, along with a bunch of other weird shapes. He goes back up to the main floor and arranges them in a specific pattern, and then he starts going, ow, ow, wah. And some energy beam connects them all, and they get these weird runes on them. It slaps him in the forehead, and he sends this beam of energy into space, which then strikes the planet we saw in the galaxy far, far away. So let's see. Everyone says it be some kind of message, and it be from Orgalorg. They haven't heard from him in years, so they all proceed to bow. One of the creatures asks another creature, "Mommy, who's Orgalorg?" And they admit they just thought it was a legend that was told by the elders to keep them from making out. But no, it wasn't. The elders appear and begin to tell the story of Orgalorg. Orgalorg, let's see. Orgalorg is an ancient cosmic entity, the breaker of worlds. He rules with cruel power and smashes whatever displeases him. I think we know now about the whole bottle smashing thing and Guntar's just natural smashingness. Anyway, at one point, Orgalorg wanted to become more powerful. His goal? To absorb the Catalyst Comet, so he could become all-powerful. But the King of Mars decreed that was not right, as the Catalyst Comet needs to do its job every 1,000-odd years or so. So he had Glob fight and smite Orgalorg, to which... Now Orgalorg, when you look at him, he looks like this multi-eyed, multi-tendrilled, hideous thing. And he was smacked down to the gravitation of an uninhabitable world. Now, okay, I do not get this. What is it with aliens? Seriously, why is it whenever aliens or whatever is going on in the cosmos, oh yeah, we have this evil alien thing, like a weapon or person, and we'll just send it to an inhospitable world. Why is it they always send their junk to our planet, and we have to deal with this? Seriously, I mean, what are we doing? Okay, why does this happen to us? Alright, sorry for that rant there. So anyway, Orgalorg, when he comes into the gravitational pull of the Earth, he is condensed and mushed into something. So he forgets who he is, what he is. He's just condensed into something cute. Guntar. Anyway, so then suddenly the message starts broadcasting, and it be an image of Guntar. And then all the creatures, they be screaming in horror, to which Guntar cannot take it. So he takes a ice pillar and starts smashing the wood idols to stop the transmission. Meanwhile, Ice King is waking up and wondering what be going on. He comes in and sees Guntar and is like, "Oi, Guntar, your stuffing be coming out of the top of your head. Let me fix that." So, using one of his knit needles, the dull end, thankfully, he pushes his stuffing back into the top of his head, and then wraps some thread from his earlier project around his head. There you go, good as new. He shows him a mirror, but in the reflection of the mirror we see the creature, Orgalorg. Now, after looking at this, I once again call back to the episode Hoots. That seems to be a very prominent and connected episode with the episodes of this past week. So now, so many things make sense about Guntar. Using the demonic wishing eye, that's how we created the army of Guntars to smash all the bottles, because he be the destroyer of worlds and likes to smash stuff. And then, of course, in Hoots, when we saw Guntar, okay, apparently, as Orgalorg, Guntar is a he, but as Guntar is a she. We see, in Hoots, the spirit of Orgalorg go and mess up Princess Bubblegum's dream with the Cosmic Owl as a prophetic dream of things to happen. So now we know what that multi-eyed creature was. There was many speculation that maybe the Ice King or some other factor involved. But no, now we know. And finally, with Marceline's dad, we now know why Guntar be the most evil creature that Mr. Abadir has ever seen. This will be very interesting. One thing to note of is, before the episode ends, when we see Guntar land on Earth, we see Guntar's life. I think Guntar be either immortal or very, very old. We see the ancient Egyptians, we see the Greeks, we see occultists. We see Guntar driving the first automobile. We see Guntar flying a biplane. That's right, people. You heard me. A penguin was flying. So apparently Guntar. So now I guess the oldest citizen in the Land of Oo is no longer Princess Bubblegum, but Guntar, who may have been around for, I guess this would be 3,000 years, maybe more, maybe less. Yeah, so it'd be interesting. I liked, after the craziness of the Be Sweet episode, it was interesting to see this episode. It was the right amount of silly, but it also gave us so much explanation as to the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why of Guntar. Excuse me. So now we know Guntar's true intentions. We know Guntar be the source of evil. We have to wonder how that will affect the other episodes of the series. So, I give Orgalorg 2 thumbs up. I liked it. A very good episode. One of those episodes that explained so many things, but kept it to be funny. I liked it. That's all the time we have for this episode. So until next time, this be Captain Jeff, reviewing and questioning Adventure Time, saying thank you for watching, and as always, arrgh.